What's good? What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video. Today we're reacting to LEGO's response to Bricks and Minifigs is very telling by LEGO Empire. Let's get into it.
The Bricks and Minifigs situation is getting even crazier because now we have somewhat of a response from LEGO. Now, this is not an official statement. I know a lot of you, well, practically everyone, is waiting for LEGO to publicly speak out against Bricks and Minifigs, disassociate with them, call out what they've been doing, and distance themselves from Bricks and Minifigs. But that's not happening, and I'll go over later why I think that's not going to happen regardless, but we do have the next best thing from LEGO. So shout out to Echo Base Network. They made a video on this yesterday, but they got access to the screenshot of an email. So basically someone, a customer of LEGO, reached out to LEGO's customer support and basically asked about the Bricks and Minifigs situation, and LEGO, of course, the customer support team, replied to them, and this is the reply they got. It says, "Thank you for reaching out to us and sharing your thoughts. We're aware of the situation and understand why it may raise concerns from our fans who care about the LEGO community."
This feels like a bot response that you get from companies. Like when I order gamer subs and I ask where's this, a lot of times it's a bot response until the person comes on and actually gives me what I want. So it's just it feels like this is a bot response.
As Bricks and Minifigs operates independently, and because this is a legal matter, we are unable to provide more info. Your feedback is highly appreciated, and we're grateful you've taken the time to get in touch. Please take our survey, blah blah blah. Natasha at LEGO Customer Service. So now there is a possibility this email has been faked. It is like the easiest thing in the world to fake an email like this. Ask ChatGPT to write like customer service would. Just put LEGO customer service at the end, send an email to yourself, take a screenshot, crop it, boom, here you go, fake email. So it's very possible this is a fake email. It's also very possible it's real. I wish I could, verify this and get some evidence. They really only show this screenshot in the video, and they also say that it could be fake. I think one of their subscribers maybe emailed it to them. Someone sent it to them on, social media, whatever it may be. So just letting you guys know, this might be fake. But with that being said, if it is real, and I think it definitely could be, to me, this sounds a lot like how LEGO would reply realistically. So what is LEGO actually saying here? Now you may be saying, okay, LEGO Empire, this is barely a response, like LEGO didn't say crap, but let's read between the lines a little bit. Let's see what LEGO is actually saying with this email, or at least Natasha at LEGO Customer Service. So she basically says a few important things that are very easy to miss. The biggest thing is probably, as Bricks and Minifigs operates independently, so that is the big thing. She is separating the LEGO brand from Bricks and Minifigs, which obviously, like most people know, Bricks and Minifigs is separate from the LEGO company. If you don't know that, here you go. But with that being said, she is confirming that, and I think if LEGO were to make an actual public statement, they would say something along those lines. Bricks and Minifigs operates independently, and they probably also add that they're not going to be, I guess, helping Bricks and Minifigs in any, special way, because as many of you have probably seen from other YouTubers, or I think I've covered it in one of my previous videos, Bricks and Minifigs was scheduled to have a direct partnership to LEGO. LEGO is going to give them retail sets at wholesale, similar to how LEGO kind of supplies Walmart and Target. They're going to supply Bricks and Minifigs with retail LEGO sets. Now, obviously, they'd get the wholesale price and everything like that, and it'd be really good for Bricks and Minifigs because they have a good margin on all these new sets, and people can go to Bricks and Minifigs and buy them there. Obviously, that brings them some good business. But I think that deal is in jeopardy. If it's not already, it will be, in my opinion, because this whole situation has been horrible for Bricks and Minifigs, and practically everyone and their mother knows about this, even if they've never heard of Bricks and Minifigs. The amount of comments I have gotten saying, I've never heard of Bricks and Minifigs, but now I know I'm never going to shop there because of this, on my videos has been insane. And my videos haven't been the most popular. There are at least, 5 or 10 other YouTubers that have been covering this topic that are much bigger than me, and I can only imagine their more broader audience that they're reaching out to are saying much of the same thing, if not more people, because my channel is obviously LEGO Star Wars, it's more in the niche, more of you are probably in the know about Bricks and Minifigs and LEGO Star Wars, but these big channels especially that are pulling millions of views, that's definitely reaching your casual LEGO fans that maybe don't even know Bricks and Minifigs exist, but now they know they're never going to shop out there. And that has obviously been huge for Bricks and Minifigs' reputation. That is horrible. Like, the one thing people know about you is this whole stunt. That is not a good look for you at all. And that is why I largely have concluded that Bricks and Minifigs as a company is absolutely cooked forever. But with that being said, Lego doesn't want to take on that huge hit Bricks and Minifigs took to their reputation. And Lego is a billion-dollar company. They know how social media works. They know how word spreads. It doesn't matter if, Lego technically had nothing to do with the situation, because if they don't distance themselves from Bricks and Minifigs and are caught helping them in any way, shape, or form, I think it'll shake out badly, because people like me and others will report on it, and then your average person who all they know is, okay, Bricks and Minifigs did this and I'm not going to shop there. Now they know Lego is supporting them still. They're not going to do business with Lego. They're probably going to boycott Lego.
Literally, they will boycott them, but not only that, but at the same time, it's like, so you agree with what they're doing then. If you're still supporting them and giving them stuff, you don't care that they were just stealing and breaking the law. Lego.
As a whole. And obviously, Lego doesn't want that. So what Natasha is reminding us in this email is that Lego is, of course, independent to Bricks and Minifigs. Or no, Bricks and Minifigs is independent, not correlated with the Lego company at all. And with that being said, I think we can also, of course, assume that their deal is going under. It's probably not going to happen at this point, because, like I said, if anyone finds out that it's going on and Lego is directly helping Bricks and Minifigs, that connects Bricks and Minifigs to Lego. It means Lego is directly helping Bricks and Minifigs, a company that is now going down in the dumps as far as their reputation goes. But there's a second part to what she said that is also very important. She says, after she says Bricks and Minifigs operates independently, she says, and because this is a legal matter, we're unable to provide more info. So obviously, Lego as a company isn't involved at all with this case. So for them to speak on it, they don't want to get involved in any way, shape, or form. So not only does that involve public perception and what people think of them, but they also don't want to get involved legally, named in the lawsuit for speaking out against Bricks and Minifigs, anything like that. I don't know how the legal side of things works, but I'm pretty sure if you're not involved with the lawsuit, you probably don't want to get involved later on. Like, that's just, money down the drain. You don't want to be connected to Bricks and Minifigs whatsoever if you're a brand like Lego. So they're going to keep their distance. And with this email, whether it's real or fake, I think one thing is certain: Lego is going to continue to distance themselves from Bricks and Minifigs. So even if this email is fake, I think we can basically take what, this email says as truth anyway, because it's almost certainly the stance Lego is going to take in regards to the entire Bricks and Minifigs situation. And I don't think Lego is going to make a public announcement, statement about this for a few different reasons. First of all, like I've already said, Bricks and Minifigs is their own independent business. They have little to do with the actual Lego company besides what they're selling. So with that being said, Lego doesn't really have a place in the discussion, which is why, they wouldn't get involved in the first place. They wouldn't want to get named in this lawsuit, and they wouldn't want to make a public statement, because that's involving themselves in a situation where the public perception, the public backlash is already enormous. So literally making a statement from Lego, it does some good, but it also carries a lot of risk, because what happens if they put out a statement and there's even one mistake in it, or they're not directly calling out Bricks and Minifigs, they don't do what the public wants, then now people are going to associate Lego with this whole Bricks and Minifigs situation negatively. On the other hand, if they put out a statement and clearly call out what Bricks and Minifigs is doing, saying they don't approve of any of that whatsoever, then that would be probably good. They'd probably get, good public response from a move like that. But also, again, that's just involving your company in something it's not already involved in. It's like, for example, if two other YouTubers were arguing and there is some drama going on, I wouldn't want to make a video and say, yeah, I want to take this guy's side because of this, and I hate the other guy. Like, it just involving myself for no reason, it just opens me up to get slammed. And then, the other YouTubers might say something about me. Very similar situation here with Lego. There are two parties beefing here. They have a lawsuit. There's legal stuff involved. And Lego does not want to directly involve themselves. And I think that is the smartest thing for them to do, even though I would love to see, like anyone else, a public statement calling out Bricks and Minifigs from the Lego company. it's probably not going to happen. But let me know in the comments down below what you guys think about this. It's very interesting, and I don't know every side of this, so you definitely might have some new opinions to share in the comments down below, and I will see you all in the next video.
Yeah, it makes sense why one that could be absolutely faked, like almost guaranteed could be, but at the same time, if it's not fake, it makes sense because why if they're I didn't know they're independent. Bricks Minifigs, I thought they were supported by Lego. So now hearing that they are an independent company, because I never heard of Bricks Minifigs until the drama, um, it makes sense why Lego's like, we don't care, we're not gonna say anything, because it's not their job to care about that. It's a separate thing that's going on that does not involve the Lego company. It involves Legos, sure, the toys, yeah, but it doesn't involve the company itself directly. So I understand why they would set that response. It just feels like a very botted response. Anyways, like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Let me know what else you want me to react to as well.